Yes, 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 yes. Guess who fell asleep before setting the alarm last night? So I apologise. I am 1 hour late on the show here this morning. I literally just drifted off very, very early last night and I didn't set the alarm. So I apologise. We're here. We're ready to go. We're Rise to Thrive Show 364. Let's get into this. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive Show. I am your host, James Boardman, and if you are coming through, please do hit the love heart button and comment down below how the start of your year is going. So are you feeling like you are on it, or do you feel like you haven't got your feet off the ground? Okay, all right, let's get on with this. So I think just off the back of this virus thing, I have just been wiped out. I must have fell asleep last night, like just after 7. Maybe it was watching Arsenal, but I just literally like drifted off. I just didn't set the alarm. So annoying. So I want to go through something. So in my head, I have gone through a multitude of crises. My wife's left me. My business is closed down. I've lost my house. It's been repossessed. I've diagnosed myself with cancer. I've lost my business. I've lost my job when I haven't had a business. So I've had a multitude of crises in my head that have never happened. And what I mean by that is that we monumentally overthink in a monumental way. Our minds have this power of lying awake at night and thinking about something and taking that thought and it escalating into something monumental. So, i.e., thinking, oh my God, I got some stomach cramps or IBS. Let me just Google that. And the Google then telling us that we've got probably bowel cancer or colon cancer. And then that thought process of maybe I've only got a year to live. Maybe I'm not going to make next Christmas. Then we go into a panic. Then we start becoming anxious. Then we start feeling depressed. Or we start thinking to ourselves, what if my wife met someone else? What if she's going away to Spain for 4 days? And what if she cheats on me? Like, maybe I should hire a private investigator to go make sure that she doesn't. Or what if she then leaves me, comes back, and I'm then alone and I've got nobody? Or what if nobody ever works with me anymore? Like, what if I don't have any more business? What if every one of my members left me at the same time? And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my house. What if I lost a house and had to... The brain just goes into this wildfire sweep of thinking about all of these crises and all of these worst case scenarios. And it puts us in this mood, like this depressive state, thinking that it's actually real. It's like putting on virtual reality goggles and thinking, oh my God, my life is terrible because I've lost my business, or my wife has left me, or I'm about to die. And we have to be able to manage or master our mind somehow, some way, so that we can put a reality check on some of those things, right? Now, I am a big overthinker. I don't believe that there's anyone on the planet that isn't an overthinker. But one of the things that I do really, really well is put all of that overthinking into perspective, put it into a box and manage it. Catch it, if you like. So if you think about overthinking as a ball coming to you really, really fast, like someone's pitched at you like a baseball throw, and it's coming towards you, and that ball, if it goes past you, is just going to like build up momentum, okay? And you've got to be able to catch it before it goes off and goes wild. So when you catch it, you put some reality check. You almost put a block on the overthinking. Now, I believe that perspective is the biggest way to be able to achieve that, but I also believe putting ourselves in an environment, in a place where we can put perspective on it, is key as well. And it is very difficult to do it because we allow our emotions to run wild with us. Then we go all self-sabotagey, then we go all sulky, then we go all pity party. And we need to, when we lead ourselves, we need to be able to lead ourselves logically, not so much emotionally. So we need to understand what's going on in our head. So here's a great example for you. When I watch porn, and I watch too much porn, I suddenly become really insecure in a marriage, in our marriage. So I automatically think that Jem then wants to go and have an affair or is going to run off with someone else when I watch porn. And I will go for a run and I will go into these bubbles thoughts and I will go into deep overthinking about her having an affair with somebody else or cheating with someone else, with probably one of those porn stars. And I then come back and my mood is one of that it has actually happened. But what I need to do when I'm on my run, as soon as the thoughts start entering my head, I have to put an immediate block on it. I have to put immediate perspective on what is going on in my head. And I always talk to myself. I almost kind of like, no, stop that. I'm not entertaining that thought. No, that's the porn talking. That's not reality. Okay, when you think about it in reality and when you think about it logically, I know that that's not going to happen. Okay, I know that Jem isn't that type of girl, but that again, that has been influenced by the porn in my brain to start overthinking and going down that route. Does that make sense to everyone? And then another ways that we do this is that we start overthinking about, why is that person not said hello to me? Or why is that person looking at me like that? And we start making assumptions about what we think people are doing, if we think they're looking at us, or we're thinking that someone's in a bad mood with us. And when actually perspective would tell us that that guy or that girl might be just having a really bad morning. Maybe she's been given some bad news. Maybe she's just not feeling up for it. Maybe she's overthinking, looking at you, going, why is he looking at me? Or why is he not talking to... And then we create this relationship in this scenario where everybody's tiptoeing because we're constantly overthinking. But perspective allows us to see the daylight in the dark and allows us to dictate our communication, our understanding, our actions, our decision making. And if we can do that, if we can practice that over and over and over and over and over again, it puts us in a stronger position as a leader to be able to, as a self-leader to ourselves and our family, to be able to have better relationships, to have better connections, to feel more secure in yourself, to have more confidence in yourself, more confidence in your business. So one of the things I'm working really hard on is another thing I overthink about is everybody just leaving out of my business, is nobody wanting to come and work with me anymore. And you know, this is where perspective has to come in, is that like that won't happen. Like, you have to think to yourself, you have to build that confidence and actually enjoy running your business. Otherwise you start like worrying and looking over your shoulder all the time, and that's not a nice working environment. You should enjoy your job and enjoy working with the guys that you work with, instead of worrying about that all the time. You should be in a relationship where you feel secure and you don't worry about them going off to cheat or going off to leave you or whatever it might be. You should feel secure that actually every time that you're ill, it's not a diagnosis that you've got 6 months to live. Do you know what I mean? So I think these are things that we have to factor in. These are things that we have to think about. And these are things that make us a stronger individual. Because when we master our emotions, when we master our overthinking, and I don't believe you can ever stop the overthinking. I believe it always will creep in. It will always ignite in here. But it's down to you to catch that ball. It's down to you to flick the switch. It's down to you to put perspective on it and put water on the fire before it starts becoming this huge thing inside of your head. I hope that makes sense, because I feel that if you can master that, you can master a lot of hardship. And hardship is overthinking. Okay, it's not just externally, that's an internal hardship that you put yourself under that sometimes you don't necessarily have full control over. Anyway, listen, I hope that makes sense. Apologies for being an hour late. I shall do some press-ups. I hope you have an amazing day. I will look forward to seeing you on Friday, ready to go. If you haven't already, you can join us for a free workshop on how to handle hardship in 2023. That's going to be on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. You can register on the link that's up here. Until then, I'll catch you soon.